Hey everybody, it's Ann Wiley here with Divine Wealth International. I'm the CEO and founder of a Soulful online community for entrepreneurs, business owners, visionaries who are building meaningful companies around the globe. And I'll be doing a lot of these little videos until I launch the company. So I'll be doing some business tips, some spiritual stories, and life lessons, and business, spiritual crossover tidbits for you all. So anyways, today I wanted to focus on something really important to my heart, and for any business owner out there or anyone that has a dream to be something greater than what you are in this current moment. You have to understand that living with a mask on, even in your professional life, it does not serve anyone, and you are not capable of producing the change that you could possibly create on a global level by living with a mask on. So what do I mean by masks? What I mean by wearing a mask is I had a business for a very long time where I would notice people would come in, and you would always generally ask the question, unless you have systems in place that tell you how to introduce yourself and all of that. Most people say, hey, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Fine. And so forth. And it never really got deeper than that. And I felt like I wanted to know my customers, and I wanted to build that relationship on a deeper level. And it had nothing to do with money, and more so to do with the art of sharing my soul and the art of receiving someone else's authentic soul. So I have a story. I had a client that did come in, and there was just something in her eyes. I can't even explain it to this day. There was just something in her eyes that seemed that she knew how hard life had been for her. And I felt it. And I opened my heart to her, and I didn't ask the generic question, how are you, how are you? I went over, I lightly touched her arm to engage, and I stepped back and I said, so tell me, how have you been? And it was such a different energy with me taking off my mask of professionalism and approaching her from a human heart-to-heart standpoint. And as we later engaged in the process of what we were doing, she told me that her husband had killed himself, and that she was doing her first trip alone with her kids, and that I think that was a real hard thing for her to share with me. And she cried, and I gave her a hug, and she cried in my arms. And you can imagine just meeting and 30 minutes later crying in someone's arms, but that's truly what happened. And when she left, the type of elated spiritual energy in my body for creating that type of experience and that type of energy exchange of letting our mask down and really being able to transform on a global level, human to human, heart to heart, inside my business, was the reason why I was there. It was also the reason why it was so successful. So I encourage you today to ask yourself the question, how can I remove my mask? How can I become a real authentic person in my business and in my personal life? How can I become the person that evokes my true soul to share with another person, and vice versa? And how can I give back on this level and get rid of all the masks and all the fake BS that we hold in business, and really just share ourselves with one another? Because that is what this is all about, friends. Sharing ourselves, our true selves. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear any stories or any information that you want to share that this video sparked up for you. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.